Boom to the hay, all you sports fans out there in the Jubosphere. To you, the individuals, part of the collective. Welcome to Fast Track Sports Track Odds here on talk radio version of the OMSR. I'm your brief but very concise host, Will, the alternative ESPN Sports Thrill. We'll talk briefly and concisely about last collegiate event of the year, other than the CWS, the Outdoor Track and Field Championships. Much like last year, good stuff going on. Cookie Sport Run is going to be about. While there weren't quite the storylines, epic sports proportions going on like last year, there were some way more and some great photo finishes and some upsets this year. And then why does the OMSR have to split these up into so many damn parts in the first place? Believe me, it's not my first choice. In the meantime, we'll quit.
And Fleet's teammate in fourth. Lalang, though, energizing this crowd, electrifying it as he and Cheserek had a sprint down the finish last night of the 5,000. And Lalang said he wanted to burn the kick out of Cheserek. There's not a lot of guys out there that can do it, but he did.
And he's trying to do the same thing here with Matt Fleet. Fleet knows it. It looks like it's settled down just a little bit here. We'll have the 800-meter split for you momentarily, and Jordan Williams from Villanova tucked right in behind them. They're in a rhythmic running pattern here. Pretty even here as far as their pace goes. It's let up, I think, just a little bit.
Simons of Minnesota now has slipped up into fourth place. Callahan of New Mexico in fifth.
800 meters unofficially, 1:58.5.
Again, this is a 3.5 lap race, the metric mile.
3 3/4 for this distance, and they have a lap and a half left in the race.
Lalang has the best college time of the year so far. It's number 7 on the all-time list in this event. Lalang still leading the pack as he will hit the bell lap. Simons are making a move for Minnesota on the outside. 1 lap to go.
It's still Fleet in second place despite the coalescing up to the front and changing of position.
Lalang starting to try to pull away.
1,200 meters reached in 2:58.8.
Fleet is not letting Lalang out of his sight, and in fact, Fleet is gaining on it.
That is not too fast for Fleet to have a kick, in my opinion. Watch what happens coming off this turn.
When they come off this turn, this crowd will go crazy. Callahan of New Mexico, though, making a move.
Matt makes the right move at the right time so he doesn't get boxed in. Here comes the move and the kick.
It is Lalang against Fleet. Fleet trying to win in front of his home crowd. Can he hold off Lalang? Yes, he does! Matt Fleet defeats Larry Lalang at the finish to take the 1,500 in front of these Oregon faithful.
Listen to this crowd. Matt graduates tomorrow. Family is here. Dad, Dale Fleet was a California State high school champion at 2 miles. He won the mile title when he was in high school. Nice move. My heart's with you. Thank you very much for your support, says Matt. Peter Callahan, graduate of Princeton, doing grad work at New Mexico in the red uniform, tries to match these two. Look at this battle. Let's listen. It says so much about the speed of Larry Lalang and his recuperative abilities from running 13:18 yesterday. Look at the effort on both.
And Matt Fleet becomes the first runner to win back-to-back men's outdoor 1,500s since 1998.
All right. Some good stuff going on there. You know where you are based on the title. I wholeheartedly recommend to go back and see part 1 so that the context and the backdrop, the background as to why this event's always held there. Other than the beautiful weather in that stretch of Oregon. When I was married, I honeymooned up the coast. Perfect temperature and lower humidity, even with a higher humidity. Great location to be. Get your body temperature all worked up. So, yeah, plenty of other, depending on, trying to figure this out here, how to say this. Depending on which one you've seen, I contrasted the men to the women's, mostly on the track, because that's what they were focused on, frankly, and not so much the field. So, quickie sport rant. Why does the OMSR have to break this up into so many little itty-bitty parts? Well, like with last year, I did a show in a different style, and I will be the first to say I was a little too hopped up that day. And, yeah, it's too in your face, too silly, and it was too long in the beginning. I've been doing talk radio version now for a while to cover and/or mass produce a lot of different sporting events. Only if it's a big deal do I do a show live from the set, which has been only 3 so far this year. But now there's only 2 on the channel because the Florida State fourth quarter, somebody came along and flagged it, trying to piggyback on some bogus third-party content ID claim. And therein lies the heart of the matter. You try to borrow from other sources. The OMSR is always stuck to the tenets of the OMSR sponsor being the DMCA. However, these can still get flagged. There's a mathematical formula to it, and I'm not at liberty to really get into that, lest I reveal any trade secrets, but that's the reason why there's more. These are split up into more, as opposed to trying, like I did last year, trying to combine the men and women's events into one show, based on the particular distance being run. This year, they're all separated. But at least you'll know, since this is the baseline show, the intro will be the same, the intro here will be the same. You'll know when to fast forward and stop to. I don't expect you to stick around and necessarily listen to it. What I'm saying, I'm kind of assuming at this point, because of upcoming Gen 5.0, I've decided to take like the longer parts of the sports talk radio, what we're doing right now, and put it at the end. So the intros are always only 1 minute now. And like for baseball, won't be any in the beginning. I'll put it all to the end. But it indemnifies the OMSR position by me doing this, because it increases the original content, and you might learn something a little bit about YouTube and fair use standard of the DMCA. And when I'm not going on and on and on about this, because I'm worried about T3 Media coming in, the NCAA's media arm, and flagging all of these, get a quickie sport rant that's relevant to the sporting events being covered. And I sort of already did that by saying there were a lot more thrilling finishes this year, even though the storylines didn't quite match up to last year. All the video highlights courtesy to ESPN and the NCAA. Everything else, to the OMSR. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Those silly DYs while you're out there. Celebrate what's left in the finals. We are later out here.